Frank, it's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I'm going to put you on speaker, okay?
All right, bud. Thank you.
Actually, you don't want it's when calling in, the video system is on a 10-second delay. So when Kotlinski was giving his report the other day, he was talking, but he had still not gotten to the microphone while I was watching the meeting from home. So he's good.
Say something, Frank.
Something, Frank.
There you go.
Does that come over the speakers?
It,
You didn't hear. Put that nor the speaker over it. That should be good.
all right, there we are.
We have a quorum. Four.
Yep.
All right. We have a quorum. Reason majority. Lori?
Yeah, she'll be here, but I think we can start without her.
Traffic.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to the General Purpose Authority meeting of Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020. Mark, would you please take roll?
Mr. Anthony?
Here.
Mr. Dirtinger?
Here.
Mr. Pintbone?
Here.
Mr. Kraft?
Present.
Ms. Vargo Hefner? Expected? Mr. Donchez?
Here.
Ms. Baum is excused. Solicitor Freund?
Here.
And Mark Hartney and Sarah Ortiz are here on behalf of the staff.
Thank you, Mark. All right. In your packet, you should have had the meeting minutes from the meeting in February. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Charles. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ron.
Second.
Any questions on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nobody on public comment? Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the treasurer's report.
We have the treasurer's report as of the end of February in front of you. You'll see the balance sheet for the General Purpose Authority shows cash and cash equivalent assets of about $1.1 million, and then our receivables and grants of another $434,000, which give us a total fund balance of $1,237,242.64. Liabilities are consistent with the note we have outstanding payable. On the bottom there in the little box, you will then see our beginning fund balance, which is the $1,237,000 less the year-to-date loss, which we'll talk about here in a second, at $55,000, will give us a new fund balance of $1,182,065. If you go to the second page, that's our income statement for the General Purpose Authority General Account Fund, and as of the end of February, you'll see total revenues of just $2,546 for the first couple of months. Go down the page, we do have some expenses for legal services, and we're showing a year-to-date loss of $56,493.61. I do want to note up there under 46 there, the budgetary fund balance shows a zero. The way that the county does really monitor, they don't want to give us on that front page where you see our fund balance really should be the $1,237,000 and change. They won't accept us having that as a rolling actual balance number until they actually receive the audit at the end of the year. Now, what we would recommend is that we should adjust that so we could have the actual balance on a monthly basis, and then if the audit comes in and there's any difference, we could always make an adjustment. Normally there won't be much difference from an audit from our budget, but it gives us a better accounting on a month-to-month basis. I feel, I know we talked about it, Mark, than having a zero balance in there, so I don't know if that's something.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think it's more of a function of amending the county budget for our fiscal staff is like there's a definite procedure and process for that. I think we should easily be able to get the unaudited fund balance in there, and then if we need to make adjustments later on, we can do that.
This is the first year we have our
Yeah,
budget. since
yeah,
they
so
went
we're
through
just
the
working through
process,
that.
So we just got to adapt that. But it'll give us a better reflection of what our numbers are on a monthly basis. And then the second page is just our capital budget. And as always, we have the revenues in of 98,000 and change, and the expenses to offset that. And it shows the year-to-date small gain of $1,316. Any questions?
A motion to approve? Motion. Thank you, Ken. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Charles. Any questions on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks.
Invoices for payment.
In your packet are the invoices for payment. Going down the summary of them, we have King Spry invoices totaling $2,506.52. We have special legal services from Watt Teeter of $14,275. Riley & Co. are our auditors, and we have 2 audit installment payments in there totaling $5,172. Alfred Benish and Company, we have an invoice in there for $23,177.74. And we have the first quarter payment for the DCED Administrative Services of $14,447.32 for a total of $59,578.58.
All right, and all supporting documentation is also attached to that. I need a motion to approve. Motion. Thank you, Ken. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ron. Any questions on the motion?
I have questions.
Sure.
So this goes along back with the other thing. You were at a negative $56,000 balance, and it appears that most of it's going to professional services.
Yes.
At what point are we going to see an evening out of that? Because I voted for and respect the reason that we had to get additional lawyers, and but now we've hired a third, and we haven't even seen that. So at what point are we going to get to? Most of this is legal fees.
Yeah, mediation is expected to be in the end of March. That's when it can be scheduled.
Yeah,
Who you asked?
that's when it's
that
going
would
to
be.
start. When do we think that maybe
I
we could
think-
have some resolution on this?
I think
'cause
before we had hired any legal counsel, you had seen 0 progress on any bridges. And to date, you're going to get a report that shows you significant progress on a number of bridges. I think you've already seen the answer to your question.
It's also a process, and Lori, you're saying, like, where are we at in that process, I believe, right?
Oh, no, what I'm saying is it's great to spend the money to get the progress, but at some point, hopefully the progress is maintained and we could back off all the extraneous legal fees, because we need to have him here on board. He's our solicitor, but then I guess I'm saying I'm hoping this is resolved very quickly.
Perhaps we'll see some turning of the corner after the mediation.
Okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you. And 4.3 is invoices paid to date. This is just informational only, right, Mark? I believe.
That's correct.
Okay.
And the Alliant Boynton is a annual, or is that a total for the term?
As an annual,
They're the insurance company, correct?
correct.
So that's an annual.
That's an annual premium. If you recall, we had some savings before we had to have a third-party administrator for claims that we were paying. I think it was like
15,000, yeah.
$15,000 a year. So some good savings there.
All right, next item. Special counsel payment clarification resolution. Mark, do you want to walk us through this, please?
Yes. So contained in your packet is a resolution. We have been asked to provide some clarification by the auditors regarding some of the legal service payments, specifically for Watt Teeter. They were questioning why that wasn't being paid for out of the P3 project and reimbursed to the GPA by the county. And this resolution is explaining that the GPA is opting to pay for those expenses because of the decisions made by the previous board, solicitor, and authorized member.
All right. Do we need to read any part of that, or do we need to read the resolution, or no? We do? No? All right. So basically, it's a resolution to engage Watt Teeter offer.
No, it's a
Well, I'm sorry,
resolution
we
to,
already
yeah, it's a
we already
resolution to
engaged
clarify for the audit
Yes,
purposes.
we've already engaged
how we're
them.
paying for it.
Right, how we're paying for it, okay. All right. And we don't need to include anything for the mediator in this? No. This will just be for Watt Teeter?
Yeah.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the resolution, number 2020-02.
So moved.
Thank you, Charles. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Ken.
Give Frank a chance here, but.
I know, it's a little bit of a delay there. Any questions on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The Benish update.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Greg.
Does everybody have a copy of the status report and spreadsheet?
We do.
All right, good. All right, so we have a few updates since our last meeting. Regarding permits, DEP issued a permit for Bridge 146 on February 4th and Bridge 219 on February 5th. Regarding right-of-way, preliminary plans for administrative purposes were sent to Mike Amealy for the 10 property owners for start to gather information, start the preliminary process of notifying owners of the upcoming bridges. Regarding utilities, Meta has been given clearance to start on bridges 54 and 138. They're in the process of moving facilities at 138, and RCN and Verizon also have been given notice at 138 as well. Bridge 54 will be starting on March 9th by Med Ed. Bridge 124, after our meeting last month, I notified Krieger that change order number 3 had been rescinded, and that was with the adding an extra lane on Bridge 124, and that GPI could begin design work on that bridge. We got a very good construction update. There's 8 bridges under construction right now, and I'll go through each one of them as noted in the report. Bridge 54 was closed yesterday, and construction will be starting on that one. That's in Flicksville Road in Washington Township.
Right here.
Bridge 143, work is ongoing there, and I'll just go through some of the things that they've completed. The span 3, the temporary haul roads have been done. They placed liner on span 3, the arch liner. Bless you.
Bless you.
They poured the moment slab and barriers, reset the masonry walls, repointed the masonry walls, and the paving is complete as of yesterday. So the last 2 things remaining besides removing E&S, et cetera, is staining the arch and the moment slab above the arch to match the stone that's there, and to place the guide rail, and that one will be wrapped up. Bridge 138, mud slabs were poured yesterday, which is the concrete leveling surface below the footings, and the footings will be placed tomorrow. Bridge 188, this bridge was closed back in January, and leveling pours, precast footers, the arch has been erected. The road has been paved, and the last thing needed to open this one is guide rail.
Do you happen to know when that'll be completed?
I don't have dates for completion, but Bill can talk on behalf of that. Bridge 207, the box culvert has been placed and backfilled, stream has been reopened, and paving will begin today. Bridge 224, this bridge was closed back on January 20th, and the leveling pour has been completed, the footers are in, the arch has been erected, the stream has been reopened, and paving will begin on that relatively shortly. Bridge 119, that one got closed yesterday. That's Valley View Road Valley View Road in East Allen Township. So that's the update on the construction. We've seen very good progress in the past few weeks. There's been a very good line of communication between us, Krieger, GPI. If anything that comes up, anything does come up, it's been resolved relatively quickly. So from our end, things are going extremely well in construction right now. Regarding the punch list items for the 3 bridges, 189, 191, 66, myself, Krieger, and IWDA, we went out to all 3 of the sites. We went through the list. There's still a few things remaining, and they're going to work on getting those taken care of as soon as possible. That's all I have. Any questions?
Yes. So with the punch list items, when you review them, would that make, once you sign off, will that mean that they're in maintenance phase?
Correct.
So then at that time, how many total bridges will we have?
There'll be 3 more, and there's currently 4 in maintenance right now, so I'll bring it up to 7.
By like April conceivably, or the end of March?
Yeah, once the weather gets good, they're going to look into doing them.
And then how many from the design phase have moved up into construction?
There's currently 7 in design right now, and we have 11 in construction.
Thanks.
Thanks for the progress report.
Yeah.
It's been a great winter.
The weather has been fantastic.
It has been. Any other questions for Greg? Thank you, Greg.
Thanks. Yep.
Thank you.
Next item is the Mediator recommendation update. You want to walk us through this, John, or just a brief summary? For
The, that last time, Mr. Benzie,
right.
yeah, the recommendation is to go with him. I think it's $600 an hour. Did you vote for that? I thought we did.
Yeah, well, we did it on
I thought we did last time.
We did a resolution last time to approve the previous guy at a rate of,
Well,
I think it was 700.
well, in that case, I would,
Yeah, Venzi was $700, right? And then we're,
625.
now we're going with Sea Granger Bowman.
well, I'd recommend a simple motion to approve him at his rate, $600.
Make a motion to amend the previous motion to use Bowman at $6.25 an hour.
Thank you, Ken. Second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Ron. Any questions on this motion?
And just again, we're shooting for the last week in March.
Okay. All right, any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. PA Ethics Statement of Financial Interest. Sarah, again, included in the packet. Thank you, Sarah, but you can also do that online.
how many are we missing?
Mine.
There's only like 2 or 3.
All right.
You got mine, right?
Is that mine? Okay.
My taxes aren't
Lord.
done.
So, yes, that.
I sound like a candidate. My taxes aren't done.
All right, new business staff report. Mark, do you have anything for us on that?
Yeah, just a quick update. on two things. First, the Glendon Hotel. The zoning application was submitted February 13th. We are expecting to receive our denial letter by March 12th.
I hope we're not disappointed.
No, and then once we get that, we will move forward with getting the zoning appeal
Sure.
taken care of. So I wanted to make sure you had that update.
Tell me the date of the denial letter. I have to give a report on this, so.
They have a month to deny the permit, so we're expecting it by the 12th, March 12th.
What zoning change are we going for?
We need some variances on
Steep slope.
setbacks and,
Dimensional, de minimis variance to fit it into the area.
right. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Should be a hardship case there because of the steep slope.
How about just not build anything there?
All right, well, there's that thought too.
That's the last alternative, right? There's 1, 2, and 3, that was 3.
Well,
Let's keep working at it.
yeah, certainly it's a worthy project, and I applaud Mr. Anthony for taking this on with the General Purpose Authority. We can only do what we can do. If Glendon wants to be a partner in this, I think we can do something great here. So,
And you really think that they're going to say no?
well, they have to.
They have to deny our permit right now, and then we have to appeal the denial. And that's where, I think there's one council member that really wants to save it.
Right, I imagine.
I don't know how you do that, but, it'll be up to the zoning hearing board to decide whether or not.
The zoning board's independent of the council though, right?
Correct.
Right, so the council can come and advocate for what they want.
Correct.
Not our council, I mean their council.
Sure. Our council could if they wanted to. So,
Well, I think it's a great project if they get out of their own way.
Let me know.
That's what I'm trying to.
well, and to be clear, there's still a lot of feasibility work
Right.
that's going to need to occur once we get the zoning approval. We have not done any drilling or anything like that. So there are still a lot of things that would say, hey, there really isn't a feasible project here other than to demolish this.
Right, so we've done no environmental studies.
Not, very limited. It's all been based on secondary information, aerials,
Right.
GIS, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So in the interest of safety, how long is this structure going to be allowed to stand while all these appeals and processes are going? Because at some point,
That's not our call.
it's the council's?
It's Glendon Borough, yeah.
Yeah,
I
We,
thought-
we don't own the property.
It's in the county repository.
That's,
we're just trying to help.
The county does
But
not
the
own
county
anything
doesn't own it.
in the county repository.
Just trying to.
no, we are, I get that, but safety's the concern. So if they're going to keep saying no, 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 then they need to take responsibility for at least getting rid of some of the really hazardous things.
Yeah, but they
there.
can't say yes because they have a zoning ordinance in place.
No, I understand it. What
Zone-
I'm saying is, I would go, and I would say because people come to us on council and say, you've got to do something. Well, if we can't, and we're not in a position to, and we're all willing to, then it needs to be stated that it needs to go back to Glendon to make it safe. Because as these winds blow, that's when all that stuff's going to fly, and that's what people have come to council for, to say someone's going to get really hurt. And I think that needs to be taken care of in addition to all this stuff that we're doing. Make it safe. They've got to make it safe.
Just do what I usually do when they used to come to council when I was here. Tell them to take it back to their local government authority who's stonewalling it. Say it as it is when they're there. And they'll stop coming back and bothering you.
I get that.
Tell them the truth.
I get that, but some little kid riding his bike down that
That's
road,
not
not
your-
even aware, is the one that's going to get the hit for all of
That's
this
your-
BS.
That's your, that's your hypothetical situation.
That's my bleeding
But
heart.
That's what you put it back on them. That's not ours to deal with,
Your kid decides to ride his bike. I'd be devastated.
No.
All right. Like Kenny said, we're trying. We're going to do what we can do on the GPA. Move that forward. Anything else, Mark?
The other thing, this is just for your awareness, with the Slate Belt Y issuance, the bond counsel filed the bond docs with the wrong identification. They used the Northampton County Industrial Development Authority's EIN number. And that was pulled, we figured out how this happened, that was pulled from a previous issuance that was done back in 2012 with the wrong ID. So we found out about it when they sent it to the IDA and they sent us the documentation, and we were surprised by it. So they were working to get that resolved and file the appropriate documentation. In the meantime, we have received a letter from the IRS saying we didn't properly file some tax documents that relate to this. So we're working with bond counsel to get that resolved. I'm sure it's just a matter of some paperwork getting crossed in the mail, but I just wanted to make sure you were aware of it.
In the meantime, we're putting up your house for collateral?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. As long as that's being covered.
Or the Glendon Hotel, whichever one they want to take.
We can't, we don't own that one. No, Mark owns
Building
Mark's
limbo.
house.
Okay.
Since Mark was bringing this to us, he put up the
How's
collateral.
that, what do you throw on the table?
Limbo or purgatory? That's right.
Does this cause a future problem for any other bond issuances because of the nature of this one?
I don't think so. I really think, my sense is that it's just a paperwork kind of mix up, and
I just meant the nature of the types of bonds that we were, and the reason we were
I don't
involved
think
in
so.
the first place. Okay.
I don't think so.
If you have any of those kind of questions, you can always call Kevin Reed.
Right. We've been in touch with Kevin on this, and he's the one that's advised us to go back to bond counsel on this. And they're probably going to have to.
He is not the one that filed on the wrong number.
Right. No, he is not.
Should that be in the minutes, John?
I mean,
Reflect that in a minute.
part of our issue is we received basically 2 letters from the IRS on this at the same time. They're like form-generated letters, but it would matter which letter was generated first. The first one says you're delinquent in filing, or one says you're delinquent in filing, and the other says we have received your filing. So we need somebody to figure that out.
All right, well, as long as they're sending that to you, I'm comfortable.
Okay.
They have your address, right?
They do.
We can give it to them.
All right, Mark, anything else under staff report? New business?
No.
Motion to adjourn? Actually, next meeting, April 7th, 2020, here in the chambers at 8:15. Motion to adjourn. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Ken. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Adjourned. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Frank.
You know, it's always scary when I'm advised to do what we do.
You should
It
just,
would play well.
you should just say what's on your mind. If it's true, they're standing at the mic yelling at you for something you've got no power over. You need to let them know that.
It is true, though.
I mean, you just say, this is what's going